So a reason could be that there's this kind of self-fulfilling prophecy, this famous phrase today that we are living in a simulation has become a self-fulfilling prophecy because it seems like we are, and it seems that we're going to be more and more living there. And perhaps that's what's creating this shift from being engaged with the world, as we were saying in the previous session, more with concrete facts and more in the kind of a hypothetical world. Is this what may be contributing to this shift? It's a disengagement from the real world that, when measured according to this general fluid intelligence, makes us less able to creatively solve problems.
That's right. One of the reasons that indigenous peoples have been thought to have lower intelligence is that they find it harder to answer a question without reference to experience. And in a way, this is rather, we've probably discussed, if we haven't, we will, the experiment looking at syllogisms as solved by the left hemisphere and right hemisphere. But there's a lovely example drawn from Christopher Hallpike, who's an anthropologist, where people were asked in Novaya Zemlya, no, they weren't asked in Novaya Zemlya, they were asked in Siberia, all bears are white where there is always snow. In Novaya Zemlya, there's always snow. What color are the bears there? And people gave answers like, I've seen only black bears, and I do not talk of what I've never seen. I mean, if the question says, but what do my words imply? The person replies, if a person has not been there, he cannot say anything on the basis of words. And they say, if somebody who was experienced had seen a white bear and told me about it, he could be believed. So they're looking at things in a different way. And James Flynn talks about what he calls scientific spectacles. And what he means by this is that in the way things are scored in IQ tests, greater scores are attributed to people who are able to express things in the way a scientist would express them, rather than the way in which an intelligent human being that's not academic, leading their ordinary life, would answer them. So, yes, I think it's worrying that what we see is a pattern in which there's an overall drift in intelligence downward, with a kick up between the 30s and the 90s caused by environmental factors. And now there are no more low-hanging fruit to pick, and the IQ continues to drift downwards. One of the scientists uses an image of a leaky boat, which nonetheless is lifted by an incoming tide. It doesn't stop the boat being leaky, and afterwards the boat will sink.
Yeah, that image helps.